Statistics show that over 40% of the men that took their own lives, not one family member or close friend even knew they were having a problem. This is because men have decided to suffer in silence. This is a pattern that I've seen over and over again. It's one of the reasons I started my men's group, We're the They. Earlier today while we were out, I just decided to pull aside each guy and I asked them one specific question. Who did you reach out to when you were at your all-time low? This was their responses.
I didn't reach out to anybody.
I don't feel like I really had anybody, actually.
My mom.
Whew. Nobody.
Can't remember ever reaching out much.
Initially, nobody. Then God.
No one? I don't know.
Probably my therapist.
I would say a parent.
Your lowest point, who did you reach out to for help?
Honestly, it was just my lacrosse buddies.
No one.
I probably reached out to my dad at my lowest point in my life.
Nobody. Myself.
Former boss, good buddy.
I reached out for my mom.
No one.
No one.
I don't know if I had anybody to reach out to, honestly.
My lowest point, I reached out probably to my dad.
No one. Honestly, no one.
One of my best friends, Dan Anderson.
My buddy Sam from firefighting. One of my best buddies from firefighting.
My good friend Freddie helped me a lot.
My buddy Travis.
There's a myth that the lone wolf wins. The truth is we all have to survive with a band of brothers. The stuff's real. DM me if you need.
The sad part about this, I say this to men. We are supposed to be the people to protect our families. A kid is supposed to feel safer with their dad than they're supposed to feel with any other person in the world. And for him to kill his kids, like, I hate that shit. And let me just say this, though. A lot of men in society today are dealing with a lot of shit, a lot of pain. I don't feel no pain for this guy, fuck him. But I want to speak on it because there have been nights where it was like half the year in 2025, I was crying myself to sleep, stressed out. Don't know what I'm going to do, scared for the world, worrying about the war, worrying about fucking the finances, worrying about school, worrying about AI killing you. It's like sometimes you be so afraid of the future. You're just like, I don't even want to be here because it's like the worry kills you. So there's a lot of men that are suffering right now. And if you're a man that's suffering, I'm just asking you to pick up the phone and call somebody. Call another man. All of us are suffering. Some of us want that phone call because we as men, we are taught to bury our pain. We are taught to not cry. We are taught to not, and if you're going through something, he snaps. It's like he snaps, and it's like, there was a pathway to that snap. And my only thing is, on that pathway, because anybody could snap, call somebody. Call somebody and talk to somebody. If he would have called somebody and said, man, I'm feeling like I want to kill all my kids. Think about that. He said it out loud. The person on the phone would have been like, what?
Right.
Hold on. Sometimes you just need to say out loud what you're thinking. Like, even if it's, I want to kill myself. People need to hear that. And I feel like us men have to bury our emotions.
The thing that has happened to young men, especially in what I would call a therapized world, right? And by the way, my PhD is in counseling. I believe in therapy. I go to a therapist. It's important. I think the part that we've extracted from male interaction is the shared experience. And so y'all are, like, literally right now, y'all are shoulder to shoulder doing a thing. Y'all are running a podcast together. You're calling guests. You're talking, like, y'all are doing a thing, and that shared experience gives the male nervous system permission to also say, bro, I'm not doing great. What the therapy context has done to men and said, y'all just need to get in a room and stare at a therapist that you don't know and just start talking. If there was a therapist for men who they went and dug holes and they talked not eye contact to eye contact, but shoulder to shoulder, I think you'd see a transformation. Finding a shared experience, and there's a million ways you can do that. But man, I've had some really powerful conversations sitting in a deer blind, looking out the same little window with a buddy. I've had some powerful conversations driving somewhere, doing a thing, serving the home, whatever, that I would not have had if we had been like, all right, guys, we're going to sit together and share our feelings. What's happening that's going to give my body permission to speak openly? I think we got to take that seriously too.
My dad, he was there, but he didn't really teach me how to love, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Red flag. At a certain point, at a certain age, like, when you gonna actually deal with that? Like,
but y'all say that, and it's quick to say when you gonna deal with your stuff, but y'all suppressing y'all shit too.
I just feel like with men, it'd be common for them to be like, you know, I ain't really had no definition of what love is. Like, they be having all of that, and it's like,
you know what y'all say, fix your stuff, right? Whatever, whatever. You need this, you need
but
that.
be patient with them.
And they want to brag on how much therapy they done did. Well, I ain't there yet.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to
I
get
gotta work.
courage.
I gotta work. You sitting on your ass all day. You got time.
I ain't got time to zoom
Yeah.
in with Dr. Francis. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
If I'm doing this shit, bitch, I'm missing out on money.
Hey.
If you walk in a nigga house and yeah. On the phone. You fuck ass nigga, you don't get up and get you some money? This comes from a nigga who done did therapy. I done did therapy.
Really?
I just ain't got time to do it all the time.
Now, did y'all do the Zoom or in person? Because I want to do in person.
I did in person.
I gotta do in person.
I did Zoom.
Don't give me no woman therapist. I'm finna mind fuck her too.
Bro, hey.
But I want to
Man, come on.
That's so fucked up.
Nigga, I'm not being that telling the truth. Bitch, you ain't finna get to know me for real.
What's the point of going to therapy then?
I ain't
What
gonna
the
lie to you,
fuck?
bro. Once you get to talking and get to that vulnerable state,
You'll
you
see
like,
how fucked up you are.
and then you like, hey man,
You don't have to be licensed to be a therapist. Sometimes you just need somebody who will fucking listen.
Somebody got
and not
life
try to
experience too, though. That life experience is
Real
what they
life.
got.
We could get a life experience. When I was in that situation, I left that bitch.
I'm saying
I
that
got
what
the fuck up out of that. That's what I did.
That's all
But-
you got sometimes.
But me and the bitch ain't had as much as you and this bitch got going on. You and the bitch got one car, and y'all share that motherfucker.
Me and a man, if we have a situation with somebody, we can handle it physically. A woman usually can't handle a man physically, so they try to handle you verbally.
That's why nigga be crashing out.
That's why nigga.
Cause them hurtful remarks and shit.
As soon as you get with a woman, she's
Right,
compiling
right.
all of that shit.
Cause you vent to these
Nope.
women. At the end, when they ready to make you mad, that's when it come out.
Yep.
Oh, nigga, you cried when you lost your dog, you bitch ass nigga. Ah! Bitch, I was 9.
And this is why I'm encouraged by it, because, you know, you get on a stage and you got cameras going and people eventually see what we're talking about. And you actually, it's a vulnerable thing. Say you 75%. Say you not where you want to be at this point in time. But like, isn't everybody?
Everybody.
It's just that, because, you know, growing up, I was in church whenever I was young, got away from church, and then I'm back in the church now, like, and it was not common for people to say they were not okay. We would go to church on Sundays and act like everything was okay and leave broken, leave miserable, because we went in there shouting but came out the same, because we didn't do the real work that helps us heal, like taking a break. Like, it's okay to let somebody else do it. It's okay to say you ain't, and I ain't, and listen, I'll tell you no and I'll be at the house.
Right, that's me.
Like, Kendall ain't got nothing going on, but for my mental health, for my peace of mind, so that I can be who I need to be to go out there and do what I'm supposed to be doing, I'll say no to some stuff because I'm not always okay. And I'm not saying I'm not always okay, like I need to be checked in a facility. I know there's layers to it. And hear me say this, we're not here as mental health professionals.
Not at all. Right.
We're not trying to give you no advice on how to treat yourself. What we're doing is talking as men, having conversations about where we are for real in our lives. And it's okay to talk about the mental health space. Like, some days I just don't feel it. There's some days, man, I wish I could just lay in this bed.
Sunshine and shine on me. But June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I'm a huge advocate for men going to therapy. And I know some dudes that say, "Oh man, that shit is weak and stuff." My main thing is to get it out, and the best way to get it out is with a licensed therapist, unlike Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. Why it's very important is they legally can't be binded to you, your HIPAA agreement and all that. They got to keep it to themselves. That's one of the biggest reasons about a licensed therapist and the right therapist. You have to interview them to see what's right for you. And I know a lot of guys don't, but you got to get it out. You holding things in, it's knocking years off your life. It's pretty much the equivalent of putting something off until it get critical. The stress weigh on you. We all do it. And you finally get it done and it's not as bad as you anticipated it was. You get that relief off your chest, right? Or you just got to deal with the issue and then eventually get the relief. But yeah, people don't care about men's mental health, and that's not nothing in this generation. That's been going on. Men are just supposed to swallow it, not show any, emotion as far as tears. Be strong, and if you weak, your woman won't respect you. The kids won't look up to you no more. And, you know, that's, you know, what it is. But you got to let the emotions out. And when the emotions don't get out or your feelings don't get out, I mean, you can write them out, which that's more of a, usually women tend to keep journals. But it's good to write it out. But it's also good to get it out. And it's hard to kind of get it out to people that you know, because then people put your business, you done put your business in the streets. You kind of see what I'm saying? And now, you know, people can't keep their mouth shut. That's why I say going to a licensed therapist is probably the best way. Not so much to get the solution, just to get it off your chest. Now, you might get a solution, you know, in the process of it, but most men don't have people to talk to, people to trust. They swallow it and they build up. And something that's not even really DEFCON 99 critical, that's very small, you know, but that's just been harping on you. It becomes critical. And a lot of guys, you know, self-delete themselves through smaller things when they could have just got a perspective, got somebody's opinion. And this is kind of for a lot of men out here. That's why it's important to have real men around you. This is why, you know, having a father, you see, I'm gonna play a couple of clips where you probably see guys saying, well, my father was, I spoke to my father, I spoke to my brother, I spoke to my friends, or I had nobody to speak to. It's because you really don't want people knowing what you be going through. But one thing, once you get with a group of guys, you know, or, you get with a group of guys, or one guy kind of say what happened to him, you found out like you Michael Jackson, you not alone. A lot of these guys went through the same thing. Baby mama finessed them, caught that bitch in the bed. They had to live out their car. You know, they made this mistake. You know, they got lied on. And that's one thing about the manosphere. Everybody, you know, on the outside looking in, a lot of it is jealousy. You got a lot of guys that saying, oh, I'm not a part of the manosphere, trying to separate themselves, when they were damn near there for the inauguration of it, right? Trying to say, oh, myself. You hear a bunch of these fake ass ninjas saying that, but they don't have no mindset benefiting off of it. But that's what the manosphere is about. It's about self-help, leveling up. And it's not the trauma bond. It's just like, I went through that too. Oh, you went through that. I'm not. It's like not being the only one. You'll be surprised. You know, growing up as a teenager, you think you're the only person going through this or going through this stress, and it's somebody you would never guess who got the freshest clothes going through the same thing you going through. You know, I like Nas. He had that song called I forget the name of the song, but it started off, it says, ain't nothing new up under the sun. You know, it ain't how it's not how it's doing. It's how, I forgot how it go, but it's a dope song. But he's right. It's nothing new up under the sun. You know, he said a bunch of shit in that song. I forget the name of that song, but somebody has said in the comment section. But yeah, man, you gotta, you know, you mentally can't be strong by holding it in. It's eventually like a pipe that's bagged up. It's gonna blow. You know, it's gonna blow. And when it blows, innocent people kind of get hurt. This is when people do self-deletion. This is when people commit homicides. This is when people lose their mind. It's usually not one act that lead up to that explosive point. Is you holding in accumulation of stuff and not getting out. Get it out. It's hard to get it out to a family member, somebody you know, because next thing you know, everybody in the family, everybody in your friend circle know what's going on. You see that with relationships. A lot of people talk their partners out of being comfortable in their family. Oh, this happened with her, and then all of a sudden your mother don't like your sister don't like your brother, you know, and it's stuff that you should have just talked about with somebody who had no connection to it. You know what I'm saying? And could have got a perspective. We all got flaws, we all got faults, but holding it in, trust and believe me, is not the answer, bro. You got to get it out. And like I said, it's not so much for the solution. The solution is just icing on the cake. It's much more just so you're not holding on to stuff. And you see a lot of women get on the internet and they let it out. In their friends group, they let it out. And it sounds malice, it sounds ill will, it sounds cynical, all those things that's synonymous with those words. But in general, it's just getting their feelings out. And honestly, they probably feel a lot better. And they probably don't mean the shit that they say half the time. It's just how they feeling. And most of the time they don't feel, but it's they get it off and they feel a lot better. Now, dealing with stress and dealing with getting off, it's kind of different, but one and the same. You know, some people need the stress relief. They hit the bag, they do Muay Thai, they lift weights, they run, and it helps. But still, nothing is going to lift that weight off of you like getting it off your chest. Especially when you speak to somebody who can relate, who been through it, that you can trust not, and that's why I said therapist, you can trust not to say nothing and hold on, dog, that's gold. But most of that mental stress and mental pressure, small things feel like it's the end of the world when you can't really speak to nobody. You can't just tell somebody how you really feel. That's the crazy thing about it. When you ain't got nobody to talk to, you know, is she really blowing the horn at him? Damn, bro. He done stopped on a dime. I don't know why he stopped right there. Oh yeah, this bitch done sped up on her little Mazda shit. Be on time for it, ho. But yeah, you just gotta get it off your chest. And that'd be the best thing. It's things I went through. I thought it was the end of the world. But through time, this is why you see old people really never bothered or never really, wavered by or unflappable when it comes to certain things. One of the reasons they that way is because, move this microphone, I know it's about the seatbelt. Hopefully it's sound. They've been through a lot of things. You know, it ain't the end of the world. Whatever you're going through, you can persevere. It's people that got 25 to life and they hoping they get that parole. You know what I'm saying? They hoping they get that parole. They still got hope. Long as you got breath, you know what I'm saying? Long as you living, you got a chance to right your wrongs. Truth be told, you got a chance to right your wrongs. You know, and one thing people don't understand about forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It's for you to let it go. And you should forgive yourself. You should forgive yourself and let it go. Let that shit off your chest to somebody you trust. You'll feel so much better. But a lot of people don't have trust because people lose that trust by telling your business. But sometimes I've been sitting with a group of guys. We be sitting in the gym in the sauna, get to chopping it up, and dudes start talking about what they went through. And we all go through similar shit. I'm telling you, get it off your chest. You feel a lot better. Like, damn, I ain't the only one. And a lot of guys, they never, talk to other men or never get other perspectives about what's going on. And they think it's them. They make these adjustments. They lose weight. They change their mindset. They get money. They get new cars. They get new jewelry. They move to new areas. And it's still the same results. And until they get that perspective for somebody else to kind of, oh man, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you should try, or they get it off their chest, they find out other guys going through the same thing. This is what I did to change up my circle. Stuff like that. But hey, man, I might do another couple of these videos. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon, subscribe, thumbs up the video. Appreciate y'all. Let me know. This is a serious thing, man. Without men, we don't have a society. You know what I'm saying? Without women, we don't have a society. So it is what it is. Peace.
More than 3,000 men in the United States are expected to take their own lives this month alone. This month. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and this matters because about 80% of people who take their own lives are men. But depression in men doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like anger, isolation, drinking too much, overworking, or shutting everyone out. And part of the problem is that men are often told to man up or stay quiet and push through it. But taking care of your mental health is not weakness, it's maintenance. So check on the men in your life. And if you're struggling, please talk to somebody before it gets too heavy. Love you guys.